All right, the Reds, it's the post-match pint. Manchester City won, Liverpool won, and I've got Lizzi, Doyle, and I've got Ian Ryan with me. Lizzi, bit of a mad game in terms of Liverpool. Obviously, threw down that team sheet and was like, and you were like, whoa, go ahead, we're going for it here. And they did go for it. First half created, some decent chances. Obviously got the penalty, gave City a lot to think about. And then it all went a bit stodgy. Second half and a bit shit.
Yeah. I was going to try and be polite, but I'll use the word stodgy. It's a really good description of the match, to be honest. I thought the first half was brilliant. I thought it was overall, by the way, a mainly really entertaining game of football. I really enjoyed watching it. And I thought it was really ballsy by Klopp to go 4-2-3-1, Well, it wasn't even 4-2-3-1, it was 4-2-2-2. But then, when they were out of possession, they went 4-4-2. But then when they were attacking, it was 4-2-2-2. And I was like, God, that's risky, to try that out at City away. But I thought it showed a real intent from Klopp and a real intent from Liverpool that they were going out to win that game. They weren't setting up for, a draw. Obviously, second half, when you watch a performance, will tell you differently. But I think they really did want the 3 points. And I think both sides, because it took the 3 points today, I think the scoreline doesn't reflect how missed chances there was. Obviously, Man City missed the pen. They have a chance with Jesus. We have a couple in the second half. And it is a shame that we didn't come out with the 3 points, but I'm sure that they feel the same way as well, because they had the same opportunities. But I tell you what, before the game, I said hands down, I'd take a draw, I'd take a point. City away, I think you mentioned just before we started recording that we haven't won there in the last 3 games or whatever it was. So a point away is a brilliant result, and actually I think the lads done really well, and I think they played really, really well, and they didn't look frail defensively, which I think was my concern when I saw the setup, the 4-2-3-1, or the mad formation you want to call it, the 4-2-2-2-2-2-2. I think I was worried about the extra body in midfield and obviously missing Van Dijk and stuff like that, but actually they looked fairly solid, and I think with all the injuries we're missing, with the lack of central midfielders and stuff like that, they've done themselves proud, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Lizzie says there, Ian, we've now gone to Manchester City, we've gone to Everton, we've gone to Chelsea, 3 of the toughest games traditionally in a season, and we're up there, we're a point away from the top. We're in 3rd place in the league after that one. We obviously would have loved to have gone and won and be top again, but we're in the mix, we're in the race, and City are still off the race, down in 11th, 5 points still behind Liverpool. So you've got to be fairly happy with that, haven't you?
Robbo, you're taking a point there all day, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been referenced. That's the first point we've got there since that mad 4-1 game on the clock when we were great that night. So there's no real scenario where you're not taking a point at City. And I think because of the injuries, because of those 3 players that we know are missing, like I said today before the game, if those 3 are playing, I'm thinking that we'll go there and roll them over. And I think we do it quite convincingly. And maybe that's a little bit disrespectful to Man City because they're the top team, we know that. But I think those 3 players, they make a difference to any side of world football, we know that. So I thought overall, I mean, first half an hour, we're a bit more clinical at certain moments. We're probably 2 up, maybe even better. But obviously, City at home, they're always going to have a spell, and they have that spell second half. They have a little bit towards the end of the first half, where maybe the last 15. I think when they get the goal, they start to come into the game a lot more. I wouldn't say we struggle, but they're certainly the dominant force, I think. But saying that, Alisson's not making loads of saves. No. I know Edison's not making loads of saves either. So it was a game almost that I think both teams, even before the game, would have took 1-1. I'm sure both managers would have been happy with 1-1. And then towards the end, the last 10, you felt that both were just, they weren't willing to maybe gamble and just, fall foul and get picked off on the counter or anything like that. I mean, you see Kyle Walker just take out, I think it was Gino Wijnaldum, wasn't it? Because he was just fearful of the break and stuff. So listen, 1-1, I'm absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, it was only 2 shots on target. From Manchester City, 3 on target from Liverpool across the 90 minutes. Obviously there was other efforts that went wide and stuff, but I think Ian's touched on something that ended up being very cagey, and you could see that there was a lot of respect for each other and that kind of thing. On the commentary, like sort of Neville and Tyler, etc., were going on about how much they'd loved the first half because it was a bit basketball-y and that kind of thing. But to keep that up for 90, given the schedule they've had and everything else, I don't think that was ever going to happen. And unfortunately, we saw another example with Trent going down of, this is an unforgiving schedule right now.